In the Australian outback, paleontologists have hit the jackpot. This is the 100-million-year-old skeleton of an elasmosaurus, a reptile that lived during the time of the dinosaurs. At that point in history, this now arid part of the Earth was a shallow sea. The elasmosaurus were among the creatures that swam in its waters. But what's so special about this skeleton is just how complete it is.
Now the unusual thing is that this skull actually had part of the body attached to it as well. So usually what we find is that when we're digging these things out of the ground is that we'll find bits of the body with no head, and very, very rarely we'll find just a head, but unfortunately with no body attached. So the fact that this guy had both allows us to close that gap, or have this overlap between the body and the head, that will unravel a lot of the species diversity. So how many species of these long-necked plesiosaurs were swimming around here in this outback ocean 100 million years ago.
The remains were discovered on a cattle station in McKinley, an outback town in the eastern state of Queensland. The current property owners, a family of amateur fossil hunters, discovered its skull during a dig. If it ends up in the state government's museum, the team says the skeleton would make a valuable addition to their collection.
So when the station owner of this property texted me a picture of this skull that she had found just from digging a little bit into the surface, it was just incredible, because all we've seen so far, we've got one skull in the collection at the museum. It's not a very nice specimen, it's quite squashed, and it's got no body attached to it. So the fact that we suddenly had a beautifully preserved three-dimensional skull with a body, just means that we're going to do so much more.
Scientists also hope that the fossil could help answer questions about the ancient ecology of this region.
There's still so much we don't know about these animals that were swimming in this ancient inland sea 100 million years ago, including how many species of these long-necked plesiosaurs, for instance, were there. So something as simple as that, just how many species there were, we don't really know exactly.
Whether it's how these creatures lived or the environment they lived in, the Queensland scientists believe this skeleton could be a 100-million-year-old key to unlocking secrets of a prehistoric past. Asnaya Chou and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.